This year, the nominations for news coverage covered 2 court cases for crimes that provoked national outrage.
Here are the nominations.
BBC Wales Today, Mark Bridger, the verdict.
Bridger was held at Aberystwyth police station where he told police he had accidentally killed April by knocking her over. But, as the jury heard, there was nothing to suggest the left-hand drive Land Rover Discovery had been involved in a collision.
ITV News Cymru Wales, the Mark Bridger verdict.
The judge continued, the grief of April's parents cannot be overstated. They've had to endure the spectacle of your hypocritical sympathy for their loss and of your tears flowing not because of any regret for your crimes, but because of your enduring self-pity. Bridger will spend the rest of his life behind bars. And for Coral and Paul Jones, the pain of living without their daughter will be with them forever.
ITV News Cymru Wales, Ian Watkins sentencing.
As the frontman of rock band Lost Prophets, Ian Watkins used his celebrity public persona to groom his victims, but privately he was accumulating a vast digital library of disturbing material. Watkins will now have many years to reflect on his crimes, but plenty of questions remain about the true scale of his abuse and whether it could and should have been stopped sooner.
And the winner is ITV News Cymru Wales, Mark Bridger verdict.
He whispered, it's heavy. He's right. BAFTA, thank you. Judges, thank you. This puts the cherry on the cake of a momentous year for us at ITV Cymru Wales. We moved to our wonderful new offices and studio just around the corner here in Cardiff Bay in the summer. We had all those great new gadgets and widgets to help us do the job. But we also have the team around us, the guys, the journalists and the production specialists, the brilliant presenters, Andrew and Jonathan Ruth that work with every day. So from them, thank you. But also thank you to 2 other groups. First of all, the people of Wales who are privileged to say, let us into their lives, their homes every day of the year. And also one family in particular, the family of April Jones, who passed away in such cruel and awful circumstances just over 2 years ago. Tonight, we remember them. Thank you. It can be really tough, really emotionally draining. Obviously, technically, it's very demanding. But ultimately, the work that journalists and production teams and programme makers go through is nothing as compared with the suffering, with the pain of the families, the loved ones, the people who are directly affected with such an awful event as April's murder and the trial and conviction of Mark Bridger.
And is it something you're always constantly aware of, that you have to get the tone right, that you have to be careful about the way that you present the information to the public?
That's right. But ultimately, we're also human beings. And when you see the pain, the suffering that they've been through, the worries that they have, that puts all of those issues in perspective. And ultimately, if you go along behaving as a human being rather than I'm somebody from the television company, that's a good, sure way to start your approach.
And is there any kind of moments where you have to make a hard decision about something that you might not want to include or that you take out? It might affect the integrity of what the story you're telling. Yeah,
in the horrific circumstances such as this, there are always details which you do not want to put on the television. You do not want to put into people's living rooms at tea time. But you do also have to be fair to the facts and honest and give people a rounded understanding what's happened in their community, in their world. So yes, always a balancing act, but ultimately you try to make the right choices for ultimately the viewers and for the people directly involved in their stories.